I don't love LeBron's role with the 76ers. We're going to get into why. Plus, are they actually better than the top tier version of the Golden State Warriors? Kevin Durant seems to think so, though he may have an ulterior motive in that. Plus, some Sixers roles that have been revealed. Let's dive into them. I'm Trevor Lane. He's Donnie Freeman. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Donnie, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Hopefully you are as well on this beautiful Wednesday morning.
You know what would get me feeling even better? I am doing good. It would be if everybody watching right now would go subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
That's a great plug there.
That's right. That's right. Okay, let's go to this. So LeBron James right now, before we get into Kevin Durant and all of this craziness and what's KD really up to, Nick Nurse makes it sound like LeBron is the future point guard for the Sixers. Said he's an offensive creator. Okay, no doubt there. He is certainly a guy that will bring the ball up the floor and try to create for himself and others. He is really good for others. Donnie, he's not wrong. I don't love he will bring the ball up the floor. I don't want to see LeBron overburdened with that type of a role, particularly on this Sixers team.
That's how you're going to spin it. You just don't want him to have the ball in his hand. That's what it really is. You can't fool me with your hate, Trev.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't want the ball in LeBron's hands because I don't want him putting up numbers or anything like that. That's it exactly. No, I don't want LeBron getting worn down.
Yeah,
he asked for years when he was in LA to not be the guy having to initiate the offense. He did it in the championship year in 2019, 2020. And then ever since then, they made specific moves to try to ease that burden on him. It's why they traded for Dennis Schroeder. It's why they made the ill-fated trade for he who shall not be named. It's why they... It's why they added it. They went and got Dennis Schroeder again. They made a number of moves specifically to try to prevent LeBron from having to be the initiator on this team. And Nick Nurse is saying, yeah, he's going to be here in Philly and we're going to have him bringing the ball up the floor. You look at how often teams pressure full court right now. I want LeBron to have longevity. I want him to be great on this 76ers team. I don't want him to have to bear that burden of bringing the ball up the floor each and every time against pressure.
Yeah, I think that's the operative thing is that it won't be each and every time. I think they're going to have a good bit where they mix it in there. He'll bring it up every so often. I mean, even going back to last year, most of the time it was one of the guards bringing it up, but LeBron brought it up every so often. And certainly if he got the ball as a rebound or something, he may take it up the court as well, unless he's leaking out. But, I think just purely, it wasn't very often, but there were times he did it. So I think it's more about how often does he actually have to do it. And maybe the opponent is or isn't pressuring full court, and that could be something they make a determination on in the flow of the game. But I do understand and agree with your general premise that if he has to bring the ball up all game, every game, or pretty consistently every game, then that'll ultimately lead to him being worn down. And we don't want that. We want to make sure that LeBron is healthy throughout the season, yes, but into the playoffs so they have a great shot. And I'd imagine the Sixers feel the exact same way, but they've got a lot of ball handling. I don't think it'll only be in his hands.
Yeah, look, I know there's a lot of talk about Tyrese Maxey can play off ball, and he certainly can. I love Tyrese Maxey's game, but I would rather see Maxey take on at least a solid chunk of that burden, bringing the ball up the floor. And then when you get into the half court, then let LeBron do his thing. Now, you mentioned the grab and go, and LeBron certainly is a fast break maestro out there on the floor. We had LeBron in the Banshees last year where he was able to just grab and go, take off down the floor, whether it was off of a missed shot, off of a turnover, whatever. I do expect to see that. I think the 76ers are a team that, aside from Joel Embiid, can really get up and down the floor very quickly, and I'm excited to see what that can ultimately look like for this team. But I'd just be careful about putting the entire creative role on LeBron's shoulders. He certainly can do those things. I would just rather see him be in a situation where he has to ramp those things up, maybe come playoff time, rather than right from the get-go, he is the primary creator on this club. And I'm not going to jump to the conclusion that it definitely is. I just don't love seeing bring the ball up the floor specifically. If you told me it's just in the half court off of dribble handoff, you're going to ask him to create, okay, just let's not burn LeBron out early in the season if you're the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, for sure. Unless they've got a different plan here where he's going to come in and average like 13 points and 15 assists or something. I don't know.
He might lead the NBA in assists. Like that could definitely happen. That's certainly possible. Now, some other good news. Joel Embiid appears to be healthy. Mike Gansey saying that this is one of the first off seasons where he's been healthy going into it. There's no restrictions. He's already been working out. His body looks good. He's in a great space, and he is excited. I'm not falling for it. I don't care. Like, it's good.
Wow,
Don't get me
Trevor.
wrong. It's better than Joel Embiid is, using a walker and can barely move or something. Of course, right? This is a good thing that he's working out the summer, but I'm not going to allow myself to think, oh, maybe he's going to play 60 games. I'm penciling him in for like 30 to 40 games. And if we get anything more than that, it's the icing on the cake. Just be healthy for the playoffs, Joel Embiid. That's all you're looking for.
I think for him, it's a big deal that he's healthy in the playoffs and going into the season. He's been dealing with injuries basically for forever, in his career, going all the way back to the start. So if they're saying he's healthy,
first 2 seasons,
exactly. So if they're saying he's healthy, I think they're just going to try to do the same thing with him, maybe even to a bigger extent, like they're going to try to do with LeBron, and just try to pace him. Get him through the regular season, make sure he's out there available for the postseason. But it's good that he's healthy now. He can start getting some on-court reps with these new guys on the team and figure things out. And that's one of the big things I think about, like going back to the LeBron bit, is like if you get these reps early on, then you're good for the rest of the season versus trying to cram them in later on, like these on-ball reps, etc. So that's the other, I guess, counterpoint to that. But, reps with these guys on the court together, and hopefully Embiid does remain healthy. But if he's healthy now, hopefully, again, he stays that way and they're able to keep going. But I would expect for Joel to miss a big chunk of games and maybe even be hurt within the first couple of weeks, because that's kind of how it goes with him.
It's a good point, though, that there was a fine line between bubble wrapping these guys and trying to make them healthy come playoff time, but also getting them on the court enough so they can build chemistry and get reps out there together. Because you can't just go into the playoffs having played like 12 games over the course of a season, which, I mean, that sounds crazy, but like Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, they played a combined, I think, 29 games together this past season.
Yeah. And then when you add Marcus, the number dips more.
It goes down to, I think, 19 games. So, like, that's not a lot in terms of your key pieces actually getting on the floor come playoff time. So there is that balance they're going to have to strike between having the guys out there on the floor and trying to preserve their health, and doing both those things, particularly with Embiid, but also LeBron James as well. That's going to be an interesting balancing act here for the 76ers.
The good news is they've got plenty of depth. They got like Anthony Simons, Dean Wade, the other guys in the starting group. They have a lot of depth to make it work. So I think
they absolutely do. We'll talk more about Anthony Simons in just a moment. First, we need to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. You guys can check them out. Use the link in the description down below. That promo code is HMA. Great deal going on right now. Play $5, get $150 if you win over on PrizePicks. Super, super easy to play. All you got to do is pick more or less on some of your favorite players in lots of different categories here. I always like the little goblin guys because those have an increased potential to hit. So I'm going to go with Drew Anderson. We'll go there. And then let's pick a normal one. Let's take a look at Sonny Gray here. He hasn't hit on this number in the last 4 straight starts. So I'm going to go under on this. Sonny Gray, 5 strikeouts. So if you guys want to get in on it, use the link in the description down below. That code is HMA. Great promo right now. Play $5, get $150 in your lineups if you win with PrizePicks. All right, Donnie, let's mention this here. Real quick before we get to the KD stuff. Anthony Simons seems to be accepting of a role off the bench, saying he believes in himself as a starter. The role is different. Coming off the bench doesn't change his mindset. He knows they can impact the game. The presence of Anthony Simons eases a bit of my concern about LeBron having to create too much on the offensive end. Not that he is a pure point guard. He's certainly not. He's more of a scoring guard. But in terms of another guy that can get out there, get points in bunches, bring the ball up the floor, I think Anthony Simons can do those things. They actually I think they have a very, very strong bench, and Simons is a big part of that.
Yeah, this team has a lot of ball handling is the big thing. Like LeBron, yes he's able to do that. But then you've got Edgecombe as well. You've got Simons. You've got Jaylen Brown, who can handle it a bit as well. You've got Maxey, of course. Like, you have a lot you can do. And so I don't think he has the ball in his hands a lot. I think it's more about every so often he'll bring it up, maybe catch and go, things like that. But also, I think they're really going to put him in the half court because that's how he was operating a lot last season. I think they're going to take some elements of that and put him there because he wasn't as effective as a pick and roll player, top of the key. He was better inside the 3-point line. So I think that's what they're going to do with LeBron. But on Anthony, I think he he has potential to be one of the main steals from this summer. He took a humongous pay cut. A lot of teams were interested in him, particularly teams that were trying to be good, like Miami. And he chose to come here before he knew I don't know if they even had Jaylen Brown yet. Maybe they had just got him. But before LeBron came, of course. And I think he's going to allow for them to have an easier time with some of these guys potentially not playing. And similarly, Dean Wade, I think, is another guy that's going to help them too with, maybe every so often a guy's out or things like that. You're just trying to make sure you get through the season healthy. And maybe you have to play a 3-guard lineup. Maybe you have to go double point guard with him and Maxey or things like that. But I think this team's got the depth to make it work. And he's going to be a big part of that. A guy that can shoot the ball the way he does and score the ball the way he does is welcome on any team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a big part of that bench depth that they've got. Now, it's to the point when we look at how good this team can be. I do think people are getting a little ahead of themselves in terms of anointing them as this juggernaut. I think you need to see it on the floor. I think if there's anything we've learned in the NBA, especially in recent years, it's that a good team on paper doesn't necessarily mean anything. They need to show it on the floor, and we won't be able to see them do it until we get into October. And then I think there's going to be bumps in the road, and this team is going to take some time to really figure things out, figure out rules and everything. And I think when they do, they're going to be very, very good. But Kevin Durant says that this team is on paper better than his Warriors team that he went and joined. Do you buy that? That Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, that is better than Clay, Draymond, Steph, and then KD getting added to that?
Also, there's been Clay was not happy about the MVP candidate nothing thing that was out there.
Yeah, the former Warriors are not super happy with KD. I don't know if they were prior to this, but we're not happy about these comments.
But I mean, I can see where he's like, if you say on paper and you're gonna stack accolades, which is what he's doing here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Like that's definitely fine. However, I think he's underselling himself and he's underselling the star power of Steph at the time, unanimous MVP, all those things.
Right.
But yeah, if you're going to say they've got LeBron, who's got 24 years or whatever of history, you've got Joel, who's an MVP. Jaylen Brown is like a top 10 or so guy in the NBA. Maxey and Edgecombe are going to be awesome. Like sure. Like I get it. But I don't know that that's the case, especially because they haven't gone out there and I don't know, won back-to-back championships. So it's kind of hard to say that right now at this point. And then also, it's not like it's 35-year-old LeBron, which is insane to say. It's not like it's 2017 LeBron, which is like
how old was KD when he joined the Warriors?
He is like mid-20s, man. It's been that long.
So he was like in his prime. Yeah, in his prime. Yeah,
no, it was.
He was age 28 season.
Those were the three best players in the NBA that year. At that time. LeBron, Steph, KD, and two of them
teamed up.
That's insane.
Nobody's looking at the 76ers and saying that right now, that they've got two of the top 3 players in the league.
Yeah, that's not that. That's more like if, setting aside like the 73 and all that stuff, that's more like if, I don't know, Luka and Jokic teamed up or something like that. Like that's different, I think. And it would be one thing if Embiid could stay healthy, LeBron was a little bit younger. Who knows? But that's just not. Maybe they go out there and they win a title or two, and maybe you can make that argument. But I think he's just trying to make it as a accolades argument, because that's why he's bringing up MVP candidates. Clay was never an MVP candidate, etc.
I think there's a lot of this KD caught a lot of flack for joining the Warriors, for going and teaming up with Golden State after getting knocked out by Golden State to go and join them. There was a lot of criticism of him, and KD throwing that out there, I think that just takes a little bit off of himself, right? A little bit of like, hey, look what LeBron's doing. And he was complimentary of LeBron and said, look, LeBron can do whatever he wants. But I think this was a little bit of a nod towards, hey, everybody got so mad at me. And I think this team, the 76ers team, up, they're even better. LeBron joined a team that's even better than the team I went and joined. So why is everybody still mad at me about that with Golden State? But I agree with you. Like, you can stack up accolades, but Joel Embiid is not MVP Joel Embiid anymore. LeBron James is not 35-year-old LeBron James anymore. There's all these questions about what Jaylen Brown really is in terms of the advanced analytics and all of that. That is different than joining a team that went 73-9 and was, this unstoppable juggernaut, and then they get a top 3 player that just magically appears on their roster. I think there's more frustration with that. That said, I understand why KD would want to try to spin it this way.
Yeah, there was also a lot of the Cavs were pushing for KD hard at that time too. It would have been the same thing either way. Like you put 2 of the top 3 players on one of those 2 teams. It's just unfair the other way. And for KD, I think that context matters. He did join a team, and then not only that, he joined the team that eliminated him in a 3-1 blown lead fashion as well, right? So the context around it is entirely different. And this is 42-year-old LeBron at the end of his career, like literally potentially the last year of his career.
Yeah, it's just not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Like, and I get it too. If the current and former Warriors, I'm talking about Draymond and Clay, like why they may push back against this, because they don't want anybody trying to diminish how great of a team they were. Like they're a great team. You can look at a team in the 76ers that have major injury questions that we've got to see how the pieces all fit. I think they're going to fit fine, but we need to see them on the floor to anoint them as better than this juggernaut dynasty of a team. I think that's we're getting way ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, and just for a little bit of added stuff here, if you care about this at all, 2K put in the ratings for the new team.
Oh.
And a lot of these guys are in the 92 range. Jaylen Brown's 95, LeBron and Embiid are 92, and I believe that the guards are in the 80s. So there's that. I mean, they're obviously on paper, even in video games, supposed to be an extremely good and talented team. We understand that. But the game's not played on paper or physically in the video game, obviously. But you have to get out there and perform. And again, that team was a team that won back-to-back titles.
Yeah,
against LeBron, no less. Like it's not like they went up against terrible competition. So I think that for them, they are the better team until proven otherwise. And also, they're much younger, don't have these injury concerns. Like I would rather take that team than this team currently, if I had to choose.
Yeah,
and they fit better too. Like there's no like with this team, there's the whole questions of like usage, shot attempts, blah blah blah. That team doesn't have any of that. That team fits perfectly like a glove, and they're a fine oiled machine. So, yeah, no, I can't do it.
Right. Agreed. All right, everybody. Well, give us your thoughts in the comments down below. Is Kevin Durant just trying to is he just trying to take a little bit of the heat off himself by saying that this team is better than his Warriors teams were? And what are your thoughts on LeBron James handling the basketball, the depth of this Phillies squad, and more? Give us your thoughts again in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all of you being here. Till next time, everybody. See ya and stay safe.